Next up at UFC 297, we have the co-main event of the evening. We have one of two Amanda Nunes belts that have been vacated getting put together. We got Raquel Pennington fighting Mayra Bueno Silva for the vacant bantamweight championship. Raquel Pennington, 15-8 overall. 5-0 in her last 5. She is riding a nice 5-fight win streak. She's taking on the always dangerous Mayra Bueno Silva, 10-2 overall, 3-1-1 in her last 5. She's coming off that win over Holly Holm, which was overturned because of some Ritalin. So it was a USADA issue. They overturned it, but it was ADHD drugs, not performance-enhancing drugs. The odds on this surprised me quite a bit. We have Raquel Pennington, tried and true veteran at this point. She's been fighting the top of the division for 10 years. This is her second title shot. What the hell are you laughing at?
I was fucking spit because somebody said she's got them lips, and I immediately just envisioned Sean Woodson.
Sean Woodson.
I think Sean might have better lips, honestly.
Those were, once you pointed that out. Anyway.
Jesus Christ.
Raquel Pennington fighting the
Flip
upper
back
echelon.
for us real quick, if you don't mind. Just right back to the Sean. Just real quick.
It's not quick. Raquel Pennington has been fighting. I just
need it real quick, if you don't mind.
The upper echelon of the division for about 10 years, and this is her second title shot. If you look at her record, she has only ever lost to some of the best women on the planet. Her last losses have all been to former champions. She marches forward, she's got strikes, and then she will control you against the cage. She's a pretty boring fighter because she does have that grappling style, but she's not even looking to take you to the ground. She's looking to hold you against the cage, remove any tools, remove any danger, and just camp out and ride out a decision. She's dominating with control time. She's dominating with pressure. But again, not the most exciting fighter in the division. She's got fantastic cardio, though. She's very good everywhere. She's coming off the very close win over Ketlin Vieira, where she had the more accurate strikes, but 2 failed takedowns. And she did give up almost a round of control herself. She's taking on Mayra Bueno Silva. She's a pretty good striker, solid power, good kicks. She likes charging forward, throwing from there. Very good grappler as well, but like so many others, she has terrible takedowns and can't get it to the ground. She is very dangerous. One of the more dangerous women in the division, especially on the ground. I mentioned that Holly Holm win. She was losing that first round to Holly Holm. Objectively lost that round. It's on the judges' scorecard. She lost that round. All 3 judges said Holly Holm won that round. But it didn't deter her. She came out in the second, got pushed up against the cage, and then sucked up that, what was it, a power guillotine or a good old-fashioned guillotine against the cage?
Oh, my God. How embarrassing. What belt are you?
Okay, that's what I thought.
It was a ninja choke. It's the same one that
anyway.
Brito got on JSP.
She sucked up that choke.
Do you know a ninja choke? You got to feed that forearm under.
Okay.
It through.
Wow, that's impressive.
Well, it's like it's actually a choke we might see more and more, because instead of getting that strong overhook, right, and holding on that overhook, a lot of people are getting out of the position by sliding that forearm under, locking it in, and getting out of the position that way. So you'll see it more and more.
Yeah, thank you for that. Also, buy a tripod for your camera and take it off your monitor, because the thing shakes like crazy.
Well, my other camera.
I know, the update on
So
Mac
now
OS
this
screwed everything up. Yeah, I got you.
I mean, you're the one that was like last stream.
And I fixed and I made adjustments and I fixed it.
Does it still move? Back up and let's see a little dance, see a little twirl.
No, see, I turned off the movement. Anyway,
it actually moved a few times while you were.
Did it?
It really did. Yeah, I would bet you.
So she submitted Holly Holm, and they took that win away from her because of the Ritalin in her system. I am surprised at these odds, genuinely. I'm surprised that this isn't a much closer fight. I'm not surprised that the line hasn't moved. I think people see the line, they don't know what to do with it, so it really isn't moving. For open at minus 155, sitting at minus 157, there haven't been a lot of peaks and valleys in there. With that being said, the reason I'm surprised is we know Mayra is dangerous, but we also know Raquel Pennington is not old. I'm going to skip slides so you can see the age. She's not old, especially for the women's division. She has been around forever. She's incredibly durable. She has fought some of the best women on planet Earth and has been competitive in every single one of those fights. So I am surprised that there is a clear favorite here, and it's not closer to a pick'em. I am going to be on the Raquel Pennington side. I do think all the 5-round experience. I do think the main event experience. I do think all of this experience against some of the best women on planet Earth will be enough to win this fight. We know she's got the skill sets. And the only way she loses this fight if she somehow falls into a Mayra Bueno Silva trap and gets submitted. And I don't see that happening. I think Raquel's going to come forward, close the distance to remove any power, hold Mayra against the cage for 15, 20 minutes at a time, take her down, hang out. I think it's a boring, miserable fight, but I think Raquel Pennington wins it, and I think she leaves the champion. My only concern here, she does have a newborn at home, new-ish, 8 months. I don't know what training looks like. Her wife is her training partner. Her wife had a baby. Like, I don't know what that looks like. Yeah. So I don't know how that altered her camp, her preparedness. I don't know any of that stuff. But if I'm assuming she's as good as she normally is, then Raquel Pennington is going to be the pick here. What do you think, Jakey boy? Oh,
what the
fuck?
I moved.
I forgot I switched slides already.
What are you talking about? I mean. Somebody actually said it in the chat that said you guys are it was Cadix or whatever. You guys are unprofessional is what they said. And if you want to put my response on the street.
How far back am I going?
Just 20 or so messages.
You guys are unprofessional. Cool cat picture. And then what
my response was, let me just see what it was.
Hold on.
Right there. It should be right there.
I don't see it.
Flash that on the screen. It might hide it from you because I use a bad word. I said,
Streamlabs may have deleted it. Yeah.
I said, fuck you. Listen, in this matchup, let me just first off by saying that Mayra Bueno Silva, I believe they are the hottest power couple I've ever seen in the UFC. Her and her wife, Gloria DePaula, are fucking like, holy shit. And I like Mayra Bueno Silva as a personality. That's nothing against Raquel Pennington or her personality. She seems like a nice lady herself. But Mayra Bueno Silva is like a funny girl. She has great personality. I think she would be a great champion for the UFC. I think the UFC silently is probably rooting for her. She's a little bit younger. She's got the whole Brazilian thing. And what I love too is the embedded. It was either the other day, the first one or the second one. It was actually kind of funny. She was watching. She was getting a massage or whatever, but then she was watching the broadcast of last weekend's fight, and they show a trailer of her fight. She's like soaking it all in. What the fuck are you laughing at? So she's sitting there and she's watching it and she sees herself on the screen. She's like soaking it all in. She's like, you can see like she's like really like kind of wide eyed and you see it's like almost like looking like emotional to her. And it's like her post fight interview and stuff. And she kind of puts her head between her hands or whatever. And it looks like she starts crying and the cameras are panned on her and she looks at the camera and she says, and she's talking in Portuguese now, but she says, it looks like I actually know English in her post-fight interview, because she does know English, but it's like, I guess she doesn't know well, but I thought that was pretty funny. Angela's not a very good audience there, because he didn't really understand.
I'm reading the live chat. I mean, the chat's much funnier than you. Go ahead.
But yeah, this is what it's going to come down to. I agree. Rocky has a path to victory. This is the Neil Magny path to victory. Grab her, hold her, and if you watched, as Angel mentioned, that Holly Holm fight, guess what was happening? Bueno Silva was perfectly happy being back against the fence, being held there. You can't have that happen. Get away from the clinch, Bueno Silva. Get in her face. Do what you do, because Bueno Silva in space is that crazy pressure fighter, but you can't pressure into the clinch. You can't pressure into the clinch because you're going to pressure. She's going to clinch you. She's going to throw you around. She's going to put you against the fence. And she can do that, as Angelo mentioned, for 20, 25 minutes. She's only got to do it for 15, win 3 rounds, and you're good. I think this is probably a decision fight. But if there is a more dangerous fighter, it's obviously Mayra Bueno Silva. She's minus 500 inside the decisional action. I believe that even if she doesn't get the finish, she's going to stay out of those clinch positions. And when it comes to a decision fight, in women's MMA especially, from what we've seen lately. Now, this is Toronto. It could be a little bit different. But what we've seen lately is that if you are clinching, you are holding, and the other person at least is showing that effort, that they are willing to move forward and everything else is equal, they will kind of side to the person that is moving forward. I think Bueno Silva is going to be the one that's going to look like she's more active in her pursuit of Raquel. So even if Raquel's holding her, I think the judges are going to side with Bueno Silva. She is an aggressive girl and definitely the more dangerous fighter. So that's why I got to pick her in this matchup. But, I mean, Rocky definitely has a path here.
Yeah, 100%. Well, I bet on her. I have a small little bet on her.
What the fuck? Why would you fucking bet on her?
Because I think she wins.
Oh, no, sweetheart. No. No, baby, no. Can we not?
Fucking loser. Talking
we
to me like that.
We have context, I think, that might be able to cancel that bet for you.
I don't know who you're talking to like that. Honestly. Don't talk down to me. What a fucking joke. I do think Rocky wins this fight, and I put my money where my mouth was because fuck it. I think she will bore us to a decision win, become the champion, and retire on the spot. Really send the UFC into a fury of frustration here. But 76. Go ahead.
In my breakdown, yeah, you will sit there and be quiet. In my breakdown, I literally said, listen, Rocky, just fucking hold her for time. If I was Rocky, yeah, I would be. This would be the most boring fight ever. But guess what? Now I'm the fucking champion. Now I'm getting paid like a champion. Now I'm getting the crazy pay-per-view points that I'm going to get on my on my next fight. Headlining a pay-per-view. I'm going to get all those fucking 100 pay-per-view points on that. And
for 12
But if I was Rocky, I would make this boring. Get your belt, get paid. I don't have any
100%. It's stupid to do anything other like I get like where Chris Curtis is in his career. Yeah, go out there, have fun. You can knock people out. You'll always have a spot on the card if that's who you're going. But a title fight is different. Like a title fight, do everything you can to win.
Hey,
even like Anthony Smith.
Hey, Anthony Smith, you should have fucking taken that belt.
Yeah, take the dive. You should have
taken that fucking belt, man. Jesus.
No, do whatever you can to win.
That now. I bet he regrets that every fucking day. Because in the moment, everyone's like, "Oh, he's the man. He's the man." Now nobody would give a fuck. Yeah, nobody would give a fuck. So in the moment, it's like, "Oh, what a guy! What a guy!" Guess what? Your bank
money
account
in the
is
rematch. Yeah, life-changing money in the rematch. So anyway, we are split on this fight, but I think we could both agree Raquel Pennington some good value at $7,600.
No.
5-round fight.
She's gonna hold. I don't think.
And control time scores in DraftKings. You got 5 rounds to work with. I'm gonna look at it a little closer and see because I do think $7,600.
I think
5 rounds to work with, and all she wants to do is takedowns and control. I think that's worth the money.
I think we have a very motivated Bueno Silva showing people that it wasn't because a lot of people give her shit for that steroid suspension, and I think she wants to come out and prove like, hey, I'm a bad, and she's a fucking Rocky is tough, right? But Bueno Silva, she's that bad bitch that kind of gets me, get a little tingly. You know what I mean? She kind of that bad.
Well, and that loss, that one loss, she should be 4-1 in her last 5. That loss is a quality loss too. To Manon Farrell. Anyway, I'm going to have Rocky in my lineup at $7,600. I do have a very small bet on her at plus 135. Much better value now. But if you want to see that bet and all the other bets, including a couple of parlays and the safety parlay, which hits at a 70% rate, go to WeWantPicks.com, click Become a Member at the top. It is only $10 a month. Before you go, let me give you $50. Anybody who goes to WeWantPicks.com/bets and signs up with any one of our affiliate partners gets $50 as a thank you. Use the link, sign up, make a deposit. We send you $50 as a thank you.